Hi everybody, it's Tanya here. Here to chat about the planetary energies for the week ahead. Week beginning the 18th of November 2019. And it kind of freaks me out a little bit to say the 18th of November because it just means we've got 6 weeks left of the year, which is wild. This year has just been on another time sort of rolling, rumbling, galloping through. But not to say that, um, that's bad. It just means that things are just speeding up in our world, in life, and we just have to find ways to work with it, and to put those pauses in our days, in our weeks, and to take the time out. And we had the full moon in Taurus last week, and I think that is the big message from that, is to put the pause into our lives when we can. The day itself, the full moon last week, I think it was a pretty funky energy all around. The people that I spoke to on that day were just like, what the fuck is going on today? But it's just about knowing how to work with it and to be like, okay, today feels weird. What can I do just to sit with this? What can I do to shift this feeling? So myself, I went to Glee Club here in Melbourne, where you just gather, you have a fun sing with other people, and then go out your evening. And that really helps just to shift some of that funky, stuck energy. So it's about doing the things you need to do to feel good, and to keep going forward. So hope you managed to get through last week unscathed, because I know I did promise a bit of a lighter energy, but I think there were a couple of days around the moon where it was a bit intense before it got easier and lighter. So this week though, coming up is what we need to focus on. So probably the biggest thing is that Mercury goes direct on Wednesday. Now, I thought of this way of explaining the retrograde the other night. I was actually lying awake on the night of the full moon for a few hours and had this idea. So here you go. Here's my full moon, inspiration for you. So now, picture yourself, you're shopping, you're walking down the street, and there's a bunch of shops, and you're going through them, and you're looking at them, and then you get to the corner and you're like, you know what, I'm going to go back and look at these shops again, because I need to make sure that what I want, I've searched thoroughly for what I want. And so you start going back and retracing your steps and going into all the shops one by one. And now this is what a retrograde planet does. It starts to go backwards, covering the part of the sky that it has just come from, just to do a little bit more research, and to make sure that it's really covered everything. And maybe it will pick up on something that you missed the first time around. So you're there, you're shopping, you're going back through all the other shops. And then you reach the first shop on that block, and you're like, you know what? I've seen all of these, and now I'm going to go forward again because I've done all my research and I know exactly what I want now. I know what I'm looking for, and I know where I can find it. So that is when a planet is called what is stationing direct. It's when it stops at a point and it's like, okay, I'm going to go forward again now because I've done all the research I can do. So Mercury is doing this. It's going back forward through all of those shops. Now, this little period between it going from that very first shop back to the point where you decided to turn around, that's what we call its shadow period. So even though it's moving forward again, there's still might be a little few things that you need to dust off a little bit and sweep up and clean up, until it then reaches the point in the sky where it turned around, and then it's it's going to keep moving forward on a clear path, and be able to really just flow a little bit better. So with this little shopping analogy I've got going on, you might just move forward and you might just duck into 1 or 2 shops just to be clear that you got what you needed out of it. You might actually purchase something because you've realized that, you know, that's the thing that you want, that's the outfit you want to wear. And then it's not going to be until the 8th of December when Mercury really leaves this this path it's been covering during its period, that you know, will really feel clear and be able to move forward. So even though Mercury is going direct, it doesn't mean that we're out of the woods just yet. It just means that we're cleaning up. We're just making sure that everything that we've thought of, all the events, all of the ideas, you know, that we're really making a good choice about where we're moving forward and how we're doing that. And yeah, so it's going to be good. It'll be fine. You can get through it. Just know that, you know, just be a little bit more aware of things as well, especially in this period as it starts to move forward again, and still be really careful about what you say to people. And hopefully you've had some really good insights over this last 20 days of Mercury being in retrograde, and you can use them with this beautiful Sagittarian energy, which happens on Saturday the 23rd when the sun moves into the sign of Sagittarius. So we'll be out of Scorpio season and into Sagittarian season, which is, it's always kind of needed, I think, because Scorpio is such a deep sign. And even though I really love Scorpio as a sign because I find it so fascinating, it's so complex. You know, we do need this lighter energy of Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is known as the explorer. It is expanding our boundaries. It's looking for higher belief systems. It wants us to go forth and get out there into the world and see what else is out there, because we've spent so much time being so deep within ourselves. It's time to get out into the world again. So especially as we lead up to all the holidays at the end of the year, Sagittarius season has that nicer, lighter energy where we can go out and about and explore and feel, you know, really pleased to see what else is out there, and to take all of our ideas with us and see what we can make of them. It'll give us that burst of fire, that energy to, you know, make a leap, especially because the other thing that's happening the day that Mercury turns direct is that Mars is moving from the sign of Libra, where it's not its happiest place in the zodiac, but then it's moving into Scorpio, which is like its second home. It's like your best friend's home, where you feel really comfortable, you know where everything is, you can just kick off your shoes and be at home. And so Mars will be in Scorpio, and having that drive warrior energy will give us that extra push to go forth and start to live out and create the next steps forward for ourselves, based on everything that we've been reflecting on and analyzing and really digging up for us this Scorpio season. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that Jupiter and Venus are going to have a really nice conjunction in Sagittarius as well towards the end of the week. So that means it'll just be a really nice, lovely time for us to expand our relationships, have some good times. So, you know, call up some friends and get together on the weekend and yeah, have just really enjoy this lighter energy and celebrate Sagittarius season then. And you know, the following week Neptune will go direct. So again, that's been in retrograde for a while, and I feel like we'll probably feel a lot clearer as well once Neptune goes direct. But that's something to speak about another time. So, you know, if you go through this week and you're like, I'm still feeling confused, I'm still unsure, that's okay. Just let it go, and we'll see. Neptune going direct will start to feel a bit clearer and not as foggy as we may have felt this year. So it's, guys, it's heading towards the end of 2019. We're heading into a new decade next year. So use this time wisely to just feel really clear. Clean up all the old things you don't want to take into the next decade. Make sure all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, and everything is wrapped up nicely. Because next year's going to be pretty amazing in terms of the planets and what's going on. I am planning to do a 2020 year ahead webinar sometime in December. So keep an eye out for that. I'll let you know when that will be. And it'll just give you a nice heads up as to what the overall themes will be for 2020, because we're going to have some pretty big things kicking off the year. So for now, I'd say enjoy the rest of the year. Enjoy being in this lighter Sagittarian season, and just use it to, use that forward momentum that we've got to just really make sure everything is where it should be. So 2020 can start off feeling pretty amazing. Have a good week. I will chat to you again soon, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye. Mwah.